Hey guys, welcome to day one of mobility for the Outside Inside program. Today I'm just going to be running through the deep hip flexor stretch as well as the pec stretch, and then I'll show you a few other stretches for the 3 minutes of stretching another part of your body that may feel tight, for those of you who aren't super familiar with mobility and stretching maneuvers. So the first one is the deep hip flexor stretch. So you're going to kind of start on your knees. You're going to take one step forward into a lunge position and then really lean your hips forward. So then what you can do is you can even lean into your other quad here. Just put your forearm down and then really push and let this hip drop while keeping your torso upright. And this will really stretch through the psoas as well as a little bit of the quad. What you can do too is you can kind of get a little bit of a lean into the side if you want to stretch through the lat, the oblique, or the core. If this is a little bit too difficult for you, you can kind of just start here and just think about squeezing your butt and pushing your hips forward. If you're a little bit more advanced, then I'll turn sideways and show you another thing you can do to make this harder. So you're still in this lunge position, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this hand, reach back, grab that foot, and then do the same thing. Squeeze the butt, let the hip drop forward, and you can lean into it if you want to increase that stretch. By grabbing that foot, you're deepening both the psoas stretch and really getting a good quad stretch. So it's kind of like combining a quad stretch that you do when you're standing with the hip flexor stretch, which is really great. Okay, so for part 2 of mobility today, we're gonna be doing the pec stretch. So the pec runs across the collarbone, down the sternum and your ribs, down to rib 5, and kind of back up and around. So a good way to stretch it is to use a pole, a door frame, a tree, whatever you have that you can kind of put your arm against and then fall forward in front of. So today I'm gonna use a rig because I'm indoors, but if you're doing this somewhere else, then you can kind of use your imagination. So here we've got a pole, we've got my arm. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go into a 90-degree flexion here. You're gonna put your hand against the pole or the door frame like that, and then you're gonna lean your body forward and really kind of turn away a little bit. So you can turn your torso and your neck, and you should really feel it stretch through the boob or pec area. If you need to increase that a little bit, you can even straighten your arm and then turn away. And that twisting motion will really increase the pull. My pecs are super tight, so I'm really feeling it, especially right underneath my collarbone. That's kind of where I'm feeling the bulk of the stretch. So if you need to make this a little bit easier, I would just start gently and lean forward here, make it more advanced, extend the arm, really rotate away. The big key is that everybody is tight in a different area, so it's important that you kind of move through the stretch and find what works for you and gives you the biggest stretch, because what works for me isn't necessarily gonna work for you. Okay, and then so the last portion today, I just want you guys to listen to your body and move for 3 minutes in a way that's gonna give you a good stretch. So whether that means you're gonna stretch out your calves by putting it up against something, whether it's a door frame and leaning forward, stretching out the calves, maybe grabbing your quad, pulling up like this, doing kind of a hamstring stretch. So, you know, you can throw your leg up on a table and kind of lean your body into it forward. You could do more of like a cross body arm stretch, tricep stretch. You could lay on your back and let your legs kind of fall over to the side. Really just like figure out what's tight for you and then find a way to stretch it or move it. And if you don't have any creativity or imagination left in you today, you can just do the first 2 portions once more through. You really can't stretch too much after your workout.